Hi there, everyone, and welcome to our 5-minute webinar series where we try to give you valuable information on top trends and insights into security workforce management in about 5 minutes. Today, we've started a multi-part series on our pay rates and bill rates analysis, benchmarking these rates across the United States. Today, we're going to review the pay rates for security officers. A little bit of background on our analysis. So we decided to take a look at shifts across the physical security industry taken from December 2019. We felt it provided a good sample set for the analysis, both combining normal volumes as well as increased volumes to kind of provide a nice snapshot for peaks and valleys. In doing so, we analyzed roughly 200 guard firms across 500 divisions, managing 12,000 unique clients. Now, from that group, we looked at over 83,000 security officers working over 2 million shifts. From that set of data, we were able to review and analyze pay rate and bill rate data for that group. Now, it's very important for you to understand that this data has been aggregated, it's been anonymized and generalized to ensure privacy and security. This is a data set and that it's a one point in time from a sample set, and the numbers are real, but we want to make sure to protect the data for our clients and security professionals. So in short, no one was harmed in the making of this presentation. So today we're going to focus on pay rates and that portion of the analysis. Now, before we jump into the numbers, it's important to set the stage on where we are right now. While the current state of affairs and future remains to be seen with all that's going on here in 2020, 2019 saw a record low unemployment at about 3.7%. And there was an incredible variety of opportunities in the job market. We also seen several increases in the minimum wage last year, and big retail chains were providing not only a competitive wage, but additional benefits that most physical security firms simply can't compete with. And so there's a constant challenge for security firms to manage. They have to adjust to these rising minimum wage. They have to compete on pay rates to ensure they're retaining employees and don't lose them to competition or even these chain stores such as Home Depot or Target. And they have to keep up with the pace of market. So what impact did all these factors have? Well, in running the numbers, we placed them on a bell curve. That is probably the best way to show the variability here. The bell curve really helps to show where the majority of companies place their pay scales. The median in our data set was about $15 an hour, which sits pretty nicely in line with the other industry benchmarks, such as the Bureau of Labor Statistics or Salary.com and others. However, there is variability that a company needs to consider with respect to pay. Industry sectors such as cannabis, technology, or even retail have some differences in pay scales, as does certain states or major metro areas. This also includes both union and non-union rates, which can create another degree of variability. In the end, we've seen some changes in pay rates from the factors we discussed here in the previous slide, and this all comes down to the competitiveness of your business. Knowing what you are competing with both inside your industry and outside your industry will drive some insight into how you need to pay your officers. Now, we also wanted to take a quick look at the work week. Now, December can be an odd month to analyze a work week since you have holidays that cut into the work week, both in vacation and reducing some workloads, and holiday work increasing the need for more officers on a post. While this isn't the current focus of the report, it was an interesting analysis, and this is something I think we can expand on more detail in future reports. The majority of officers are falling within that 20 to 40-hour work week, with the median being right around 28 hours. Now, of course, there's some outliers here over the 40-hour mark, but a majority of cases see a small percentage of overtime. This tells me that most security firms are trying to keep their guards under the 40-hour mark, but some aren't particularly successful, and the question becomes whether that overtime is incurred as billable to the client, or they have to expense it out as a cost of doing business. Lastly, we run the numbers on salary versus hourly workers in a separate kind of report, and we found that for every 100 workers our guard firms had, we had one salaried employee. And one thing to also note was the increase to the salary threshold number, as that definitely influences the cost of supervision. So this new threshold goes in effect effectively last January 1st, 2020. The FLSA currently states that employees with a minimum salary of at least $455 per week or $23,660 per year, and whose duties meet one or more of the duties tests are considered exempt from eligibility for overtime pay. So it's an interesting kind of way to look at all these things. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more 5-minute videos around the pay rate and bill rate report, as well as other topics in the industry. And a special thank you to TrackForce Valiant and SilverTrack for providing support and solutions for this type of data. Also, if you want to download the full report, you can do so by clicking on the link in the description below. Lastly, if you like this series and you want to get notified when we release more, click on the subscribe button down below. So thank you and have a great day.